Gaura Bhaktavrind. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. We continue reading from Srimad Bhagavatam. We are on Canto 4, Chapter 1, Text 15. We have been reading the purport of Text 15 by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, and we continue. So yesterday we read that 3 sons were born to Anasuya, the wife of Atri Muni, Dattatreya, Soma, and Durvasa. Soma is expansion of Lord Brahma, Dattatreya of the Supreme Lord himself, and Durvasa Muni of Lord Shiva. In Bhagavad Gita, the individual souls are also described as parts of the Supreme Personality of Godhead or Super Soul. So why not accept that Dattatreya was one of those parts? Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma are also described here as parts. So why not accept all of them as ordinary individual souls? The answer is that the manifestations of Vishnu and those of the ordinary living entities are certainly all parts and parcels of the Supreme Lord, and no one is equal to him. But among the parts and parcels, there are different categories. So why do we exist? Why does the individual living entity exist? Why am I existing? If we ask the question, we exist because Krishna exists. We are part and parcel of Krishna. So does it mean that we are Krishna? No. We are not in the Vishnu Tattva category. We are very minute. So we are in the Jivatma category. We are the ordinary souls. Now we may say, oh, but a soul is not ordinary, it's a great thing. Yes, but greater than the soul is God, the super soul. He's the one who's maintaining us. So no one is equal to him, no one is greater than him. We are individual living entities. We are souls, not the body. We are the souls. And we are part and parcel of God. But we can never become equal to him, nor can we become greater than him. God is not a post that we can apply for. God is God. So why we are saying that Dattatreya is not an ordinary soul? He's not an ordinary individual soul because he is an expansion of the Supreme Lord. In the Varaha Purana, it is nicely explained that some of the parts are Swamsha and some are Vibhinamsha. Vibhinamsha parts are called Jivas and Swamsha parts are in the Vishnu category. So we, the living entities, we are the Jivatmas. We are called Vibhinamsha, the separated parts and parcels of Krishna. We are part and parcel of Krishna, yes. But we are not of the category of Vishnu Tattva. We are of the category of the energy. We are Krishna's energy. And so we are called Vibhinamsha. We are the marginal energy of Krishna. In the Jiva category, the Vibhinamsha parts and parcels, they are also gradations. That is explained in the Vishnu Puran, where it is clearly stated that the individual parts and parcels of the Supreme Lord are subject to being covered by the external energy called illusion or Maya. So we, although we are parts and parcels of the Supreme Lord, we are the spirit souls, but because our size is very, very tiny, we are very tiny. Now, we may say, oh, but the soul is very great. Yes, but the scriptures tell us how tiny the soul is. 1/10,000, the tip of a hair. That is our size. But of course, because we are spiritual, we are effulgent, we are bright. But yet, our size is tiny, and the size of the Supreme Lord is unlimited. God is unlimited. So because we are tiny, we have this tendency to get influenced by Maya. We have the tendency to forget our original identity as spirit souls, and we start thinking we are the body. We start thinking, oh, I need to enjoy this material nature. This is illusion. Such individual parts and parcels who can travel to any part of the Lord's creation are called Sarvagata and are suffering the pangs of material existence. So the souls, we are individual part and parcel. We maintain our individuality. It doesn't mean that a soul is not individual and the body is what is individual. No, the body is dead matter. We have seen when somebody dies, the body does not move. It does not say anything. It has no feeling. We get rid of the body. So what matters is the soul. The soul is the real person, not the body. The body is just matter. So we, the souls, we are the individual, and we can go anywhere, everywhere in the Lord's creation, depending on our desire and our qualification. So it's not that the souls are there only on this planet Earth. No, souls are there in every planet of the universe, in all the universes of the material world, and also in all the planets of the spiritual world. Even in the Brahmajyoti, everywhere there are spirit souls based on our desire and our qualification. That's where we go. So we are called Sarvagata. But what's happening when we are in the material world? Although we are spirit souls, we are suffering the pangs of material existence. Why do we suffer? Because we think we are the body. We have forgotten our true nature, being eternal parts and parcels of Krishna. We have forgotten we are Sachidananda. And right now we are thinking we are the body. And this is the law of the material nature. Dukhalayam ashaswatam, Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. This material world is a temporary place full of miseries. So they're proportionately freed from the coverings of ignorance under material existence according to different levels of work and under different influences of the modes of material nature. For example, the sufferings of jivas situated in the mode of goodness are less than those of jivas situated in the mode of ignorance. So based on our consciousness, based on how we are affected by the different modes, we enjoy or suffer. So it doesn't mean that in the mode of goodness, there is no suffering. There is, but there is also a higher chance of happiness. Whereas in the mode of ignorance, there is no happiness. The animals, they are also jivatmas. But because they're in the mode of ignorance, there is no happiness. They're only concerned with eating, sleeping, mating, defending. That's it. That's all. And we see that the higher a person goes, more like that's the reason in the heavenly planets, people want to go to heavenly planets. Why? Because there's more enjoyment. Those living entities are in the mode of goodness. But our goal is not to be situated in mode of goodness, but to come on the transcendental platform, to understand and to realize that we are all spirit souls, not this body. We want to be situated in the mode of pure goodness, in the mode of Shuddha Sattva, pure goodness. Pure Krishna consciousness, however, is the birthright of all living entities because every living entity is part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. So we can see here, Krishna consciousness is not sectarian. Why is not sectarian? Because each of us is a living entity. We are all individual souls, and we are all of us part and parcel of Krishna. And it's our birthright. No one can stop us from engaging in devotional service. No one can tell us that don't become Krishna conscious. Why? That's our original position. Like when you're born in a certain country, we're born in India, we get that birthright. That you're born there, you get the passport. Similarly, we souls, each of us belong to Krishna, and it's our birthright to be Krishna conscious. We identify ourselves with our body. We say, oh, I'm born here and here, so and so place, so and so community, so and so country, such and such gender. All these are irrelevant. Each of us can practice Krishna consciousness. The consciousness of the Lord is also in the part and parcel. And according to the proportion to which that consciousness is cleared of material dirt, the living entities are differently situated. So there are 8,400,000 species of life. 8,400,000 species is, so for example, we have 3 primary colors. What are the primary colors? Does anyone remember?
Red, blue, and green.
I'm sorry, red?
Blue and green.
Red, blue, and yellow, I think, right? Red,
yellow,
blue,
yellow, right. Sorry.
Yes, thank you. Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Blue and yellow make it green, yeah.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, so red, blue, and yellow. I was just hearing this in the class by Nishingha Maharaj. So it's very appropriate here. So with these 3 colors, we can mix and have such a wide range of colors, So many different colors we can make. And there are more and more newer and newer colors being created. The shading, how you mix, which color you mix to which degree, you get a new shade. The Pantone numbers, I'm seeing they're getting more and more somehow. So anyway, the modes of nature, goodness, passion, and ignorance, they are the 3 modes. Then to the degree that each of them combine, that brings to 8,400,000. That's the reason we have 8,400,000 species of life. So then, depending on these modes, the consciousness is different. Each species, each living entity has a different level of consciousness depending on how much the mode, what is the percentage of mode of goodness, how much percentage mode of passion, how much is the percentage of ignorance. So that's how the consciousness is there, based on our desire. So how the modes influence us, that's why there are 8,400,000 species. So the consciousness of the Lord is also in the part and parcel. What does it mean? That why are we conscious? Because the Lord is conscious. We living entities, we are part and parcel of God. So because He is conscious, He is supremely conscious. We are only individually conscious. I can't be conscious of you. I can't feel that I am you. I can just feel that I am myself. Again, one may say, oh, but that is material. No, we are individual souls. Sure, we are under the false ego, thinking we are the body, but the individuality is with the soul. So the Supreme Lord, He is in the heart of every living entity. He's sitting next to us as the super soul, in the heart of every living entity. It's not that He's in the heart only of the human beings and not in the heart of the animals or of the pests or of the insects. No, He's in the heart of every living entity. So depending on our consciousness, we are placed in different living entity, in different bodies. In the Vedanta Sutra, the living entities of different gradations are compared to candles or lamps with different candle power. I'm sorry, for example, some electric bulbs have the power of 1,000 candles, some have the power of 500 candles, and some the power of 100 candles, some 50 candles, etc. But all electric bulbs have light. Light is present in every bulb, but the gradations of light are different. Yeah. So here the Vedanta Sutra is trying to give us an example how the consciousness of every living entity is different. What Vedanta Sutra is trying to explain, the candles are there, all the candles are giving light. So the bulb is there, all the bulb is giving light. But what's the power of each bulb? Some is 10 watts, 100 watts, 5 watts. So every bulb is has a different power, different light is coming up. Similarly, there are gradations of Brahman, the Vishnu Swamsha expansions of the Supreme Lord in different Vishnu forms are like lamps. Lord Shiva is also like a lamp, and the supreme candle power or the 100% light is Krishna. The Vishnu Tattva has 94%, the Shiva Tattva has 84%, Lord Brahma has 78%, and the living entities are also like Brahma, but in the conditioned state, their power is still more dim. So Brahman, Krishna, he's the Supreme Lord. Why? He has 100% of the power. Then come his Vishnu expansions. The Vishnu expansions have 94% of Krishna's power. 100% is only with Krishna. His Vishnu expansions have 94% of all the powers, all the qualities. Lord Shiva has 84% of the qualities. So we can see Lord Shiva is not Vishnu Tattva, but he's not ordinary living entity, because a living entity in the most perfect part can get 78%, like Lord Brahma. Lord Brahma has 78% of Krishna's qualities. We are, tiny, tiny living entities struggling here in the material world. And so our qualities are even lesser than that. Our energy is even lesser. Prabhupada is using the word, their power is still more dim. So, if you take a bulb, and then to what degree you cover it with a black color paper or some dirt. So Krishna is like completely uncovered. And then slightly covered would be the Vishnu Swamsha. Little more covered would be Lord Shiva. More covered, Lord Brahma. And we barely any light showing. Why? Because we are so covered in our material consciousness. There are gradations of Brahman, and no one can deny this fact. So this is there is a fact. We may say, no, everything is equal. All the Brahman is equal. But no, all the Shastras tell us we are not equal to God. We don't have the 100% power as God. If we did, we could use it, but we are unable to. So just by thinking, yes, I have this, I am God myself, I have the power equal to God, but that's just in our mind. It's not a fact. We can continue thinking it, sure. Krishna does not interfere with what we think, but that is not the fact. Only Krishna has complete power. That's why he's God. Therefore, the words Atmesha Brahma Sambhavan indicate that Dattatreya was directly part and parcel of Vishnu, whereas Durvasa and Soma were parts and parcels of Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma. So Srila Prabhupada is explaining to us very nicely that why Dattatreya is called as an expansion of Lord Vishnu, as Vishnu Tattva, whereas Soma and Durvasa are called expansions of Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva. So Srila Prabhupada is here quoting the Vishnu Puran, he's quoting the Varaha Puran and also the Vedanta Sutra to help us explain that Krishna is the supremely powerful. Then Lord Vishnu has 74% of Krishna's powers. Lord Shiva has 84% and Lord Brahma has 78%. So Lord Brahma is also Jivatma, living entity like us. We can become Lord Brahma. So that's the full capacity that a living entity can have, a Jivatma can have, 78% of Krishna's qualities. So those are 50 of Krishna's qualities. Srila Rupa Goswami in Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu says that the living entity in the perfect stage, we can have 50 of Krishna's qualities. So that's why it's called 78%, because Krishna has 64. So, and that is exhibited by Lord Brahma. Then Lord Shiva has 55 of Krishna's qualities. Lord Vishnu has 60 of Krishna's qualities. And Krishna has 4 more qualities than Lord Vishnu. And that's why he has this, only he has this 64 qualities. Does anyone know what are the 4 qualities that Krishna has that even Lord Vishnu does not have? Maybe all 4 or maybe 1.
The one I know is that he has a Murli and he does the Leelas.
Yes.
And he's the most beautiful, the beauty, the Sundaram.
Yes.
And one I'm forgetting.
He has loving pastimes with his devotees.
Yeah. So that is Leela, right? No?
Leela, but he's always with his devotees.
Okay.
That
okay.
is the 4th one.
Oh, so that's why I got. Okay. So the 4th one is that
so
he's always with his devotees.
devotees, yes.
Okay.
He has this loving relationships with his devotees.
Okay.
Krishna's beautiful flute, Krishna's beautiful form, Krishna's beautiful pastimes, and Krishna's loving devotees. So that's how it's 64. Even Lord Vishnu does not have these. Did anyone have any questions or comments on what we just read?
So I just have one question. So now this we are reading about the daughters of Devhuti, 9 daughters, right?
The 9 daughters, yes.
Right? This is about the 9 daughters. So Anusuya was one of them.
Yeah.
Right? Anusuya was one of the 9 daughters that we are talking about, and her kids, 3 of them, like the Durvasa Muni, Dattatreya, and Som, we are talking about that, right?
Her kids, yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yeah, we are speaking about the daughters of Devahuti and Kartam.
Okay.
That's it. But the point to understand in this whole thing is to understand that we are not in the Vishnu category. We are in the Jivatma category. That is the point. Yes. That we are different than God. We have only 78% of his qualities. We do not have 100% of his qualities. So reading on. It's all okay. We could read this one. Viduruvacha atrer grahe sura shrestha sthiti utpati antahe tavaha kinchik chikir shavo jata etad akhya hi me guru. After hearing this, Vidur inquired from Maitreya, my dear master, how is it that the 3 deities, Brahma, Vishnu, and Shiva, who are the creator, maintainer, and destroyer of the whole creation, became the offspring of the wife of Atri Muni? The inquisitiveness of Vidur was quite fitting, for he understood that when the super soul, Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva, all appeared through the person of Anasuya, the wife of Atri Muni, there must have been some great purpose. Otherwise, why should they have appeared in such a way? So this is Vidur's question, that why are all 3 of them coming together from Anasuya? Maitreya Vacha Brahmana Chodita Shrashta Atrir Brahma Vidamvaraha Saha Patnaya Yayaksham Kuladrim tapasvi sthitaha. Maitreya said, when Lord Brahma ordered Atri Muni to create generations after marrying Anasuya, Atri Muni and his wife went to perform severe austerities in the valley of the mountain known as Riksha. Tasmin prasuna stabaka palasha shoka kanane varibihi shravadbhir udkushte nirvindyaya samantataha. In that mountain valley flows a river named Nirvindya. On the bank of the river are many Ashoka trees and other plants full of palash flowers, and there is always the sweet sound of water flowing from a waterfall. The husband and wife reached that beautiful place. Sounds nice, no? There's river, there are trees, there are plants, there's flowers. You can hear the water of the waterfall. So it sounds beautiful, very different than the city. So shall we stop here for today?
Yeah. So Nirvindya Nadi, is it Nirvindya only, or is it some other name in the Puranas that
Nirvindya, yeah? The river,
Nirvindya is?
that's the river Nirvindya. I'm not sure.
In
That's
the
what's
present
written here.
time.
But
Yeah, that's what I'm just asking. If it is no in the present time with some other name. No, right?
I guess, I don't know.
Okay. Okay.
Let's read on and we might know.
Okay.
Let's read on and see what we come across.
Okay. Sure.
Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much for listening and enjoying it today.